All right, here I am with a review of a game that is not exactly new at all, really, which is Mad Max. This game is from when? 2015? So it's 3 years old. So you might be saying, why would I review this game now? And it's because when this game came out, it got a bum rap. It really did. There were a lot of very negative reviews of it, and I don't really know why, because I got it because I was thrilled to have a Mad Max game. And nothing about it has been disappointing. I talked about it before, but I figured it'd be nice for you guys to see it, because now it's dirt cheap. So you could get it for next to nothing. Now, I'm playing it on the PC. I originally played it on the PS4. Either platform is great, and I'm going to show you what it's about. Now, I went through the tutorial already, because I didn't think there was much benefit in you watching me learn the game's mechanics. So I did that already. I got to a point where the world kind of opened up so I could just show you sort of what the game is. So it is based on Max as he's been throughout all the movies, so he's sort of the same character as far as his backstory, but it is definitely a Fury Road. As you can see just looking at this, this is a Fury Road world of Mad Max. So this is very clearly templated off of the original. But that's not bad. But you'll notice that the War Boys are there. There's a lot of stuff that will be very familiar to people who know Fury Road. But it is its own story that takes place independent of it. In fact, there is no, that I can think of, specific mention of anything that's Fury Road related outside of the general appearance, colors, sort of actions. As you can see, this is definitely not Tom Hardy, but it's Max. He's got the leg brace. You can see it right there. So they clearly, and they did get an Australian to voice act this. There's a variety of accents, but he is Australian. You can drive the Interceptor. I do not. Hold on, I just have to relearn my games now. Okay, that's the roll. That's a punch. I think that's the quick shoot. Okay. So basically, I just finished this thing where you have to talk to...
Spotters. That's trouble.
That's trouble, all right. That's trouble, mate. That's as much of an Australian accent as I'll ever do. So I'm racing back to get to my car now.
Where's
One
the
of the neat
car?
things... Oh, where's the
He
car?
hasn't.
No, he didn't. Signal chum with the flare gun. Oh, okay. Here we go. So I guess I'm not quite done with the tutorial. I forgot. This is how you summon the car. As you can see, mine is vaguely Corvette looking because, of course, it is. And I have to get into the right side because it is based on driving on the other side of the
her
car.
away from us. I had to take her somewhere safe.
No time to waste then. We've
And this game is just so purely fun.
Yes, we do.
As far as if you like car combat games, Twisted Metal, combined with an open world setting, very Twisted Metal black in some ways. This is just fantastic. It really is. Oh, let's see. Use the garage. Oh, I have to install the Nitro Boost. This is what I mean is I thought I was done with the tutorial. Obviously, I'm not. So we'll go ahead and update that. Okay, thank you. There are certain things, as you can see here, this is the garage. There are things that are gated by progress. There are other things that are gated by collecting what's called scrap metal. Here's the car. So there's multiple aspects of the car. This is a very base level car, obviously, because I just started the game, really, on this side. So there's a number of things. I don't know why this says new when there doesn't appear to be anything I can unlock. So I don't know why this keeps showing up as new, but it does. Whatever. So basically what you do is as you progress through the game, you can have different body types, by the way. This is just the one I picked. But there is, let's see, they should show each one, I think. Don't they? Do they show them? Oh, I thought they showed them. Huh. I thought that used to be, well, whatever. So like I said, you can drive the Interceptor. They do have the Interceptor body. And then you add things, like the front grille here is obviously very simplified. There's nothing on it. The tires are very simple. You'll add spikes and different things to it. Now, I don't think... It's so strange that where's the engine? That none of this stuff is previewed, because it used to be. So then you have V6, V8, which of course goes in line with the true power in this world, which is the car. You do have a gas gauge and a water gauge, which is essentially your health. All right, I'll wait until this guy shows up. Shuts up, I mean.
I know just the place.
Okay, test out the Nitro Boost. Okay, so we'll do this, since this is an okay part of the tutorial. So as you see, kind of driving through the game. All right, and here comes the boost, which is exceptionally fun once you start getting into car combat. You'll ram cars constantly, that type of thing. It's great. So this is such a fun, it's a very, very well-balanced game as far as, oh good, we're going to ram somebody. And the color use is fantastic. Here we go. Yeah, so you can see how they use this in the game. Right? It's great. So you can basically, oh wow, I didn't see that guy coming. Knock that guy. Oh, okay. Now, you'll see the car does take damage, obviously. So I'm trying to remember how you do the ramming. Okay, I figured it out. So there's a guy behind me, I think. So what I'm going to do is... I don't remember what the... Oh, that was boost. I can't remember what the brake is, but it won't matter. So I got to go find this guy. Oh, he's coming around. He's coming around. I see him. This is what a lot of this game becomes, is kind of jousting with different cars and sort of combining. It's a game that seems almost tailor-made for co-op. If you could ever do that and make that work in this game, it would be so great. But they never obviously did. So I'm just kind of trying to wail on this car where I can. And I'm trying to keep him off balance, because as long as I can, he can't hit me. As you can see by the edges of the screen, I'm in sort of a bit of trouble here. But what you do is you have to get out of the car so that the little guy in the back can repair it. Well, obviously that's not easy to do when you're in the middle of a fight. So I'm sort of trying to stay off balance enough with this guy that I can sort of get a jump on him, which will not be easy, but I might be able to do it. There we go. That's a good one. So this is the majority of the way car combat works. Oh, I'm in a lot of trouble now, but I might be able to get him. Ah, missed him. You kind of do this thing, especially when there's multiple vehicles. This gets very interesting because it really is sort of a chess game. You have to play around with positioning, watching what he's doing, getting your car, and you have to deal with steering and everything else, and then you have to be able to sort of position your shot. Now, I'm going to try to get away from him and come back because we're basically orbiting each other right now. That's no way to win. So I have to create some distance and then ram. So here we go. Here it comes. Got him. That's it. So he's toast. Yep. I need a V8 engine. Indeed you do. So now I'll get out.
That's the last of them.
He'll do the work on the
Back to
car.
my sanctum.
Even though the car's on fire, but we'll let that go. Yes, thank you. Okay. So let's head over here and collect our scrap and fuel cans. Oh, I thought I pressed the... Which button is it? No, it's not that. Oh, hold. That's why I wasn't holding it. So let me get... Jeez, come on. Is it this one? There we go. See, because this is Xbox controls, even though I'm using a PS4 controller, so it's kind of stupid. Put that can in there. I don't think I have to refuel yet. No, my fuel's still pretty good. So you do have to keep an eye on your fuel level. Not that that's a tremendously big deal, but it is something to keep an eye on. And like I said, the health is based on water. So you see there's a little canteen there. It's empty right now, but as you collect water, you will refill your health. So at this point, I believe the thing is pretty much opened up. Oh, I'm getting in the wrong side, but I'll slide it. So now the map pretty much opens up, and you can do whatever you want. There is a basic story, which is, you know, pretty typical, where you're going to fight a villain, the guy that you put a chainsaw through his head in the beginning. Don't ask how he survived. It doesn't matter.
Stay.
And
Guard the car.
Right, there we go. I'll pick this up, and I will refuel the car. X is refuel. There we go. So here's our refuel animation. Fuel cans can be used as bombs as well. There's actually certain points where you have to use them as that, so there's different stuff. There's a little hand over there. What's the little hand about? Let's find out. That might be scrap that I missed. So this is the basic game. As you can see, again, it is very Fury Road inspired by the color usage, the high contrast, the just general beautiful look of the world. And at this point, the game sort of opens up, and there's a number of things that are both optional. Oh, actually, I think that's a little... Might be able to see some combat here if this is some guys. Let's see. Yep, looks like it is. That's a weak gate. Okay, so for that, I need to do the harpoon, which... no, that's the shotgun. Where's the... How do I get to the harpoon? Where the hell's my harpoon? There it is. Okay, I was going to say, I know there's a way to do it, so fire the harpoon. Oops, that was the wrong button. No. Okay. Yeah. B. What's B? That? There we go. So now this is a weak gate, so I'm going to pull this off. There's little environmental puzzles like this. Some are far more frustrating than others. Okay. So now I can get out, and I can go explore this little area. There may be guys in here, there may not. So, as I said, there is a... Oh, well, I didn't really mean to fall. What's interesting is when you fall, he'll limp for a minute, which I thought was a really neat little touch. See how he's limping? It'll go away. It doesn't actually really hurt you necessarily, but it's nice that they sort of acknowledge it. Oh, I think this guy's coming. Ah, combat! Combat is basically Batman Arkham Asylum. And then there's some moments where it does like a, what do you call it? So there's parrying and sort of... There's strong attacks and weak attacks. I can't really see it. This is one problem that the game has, its camera system, but that's a minor thing. Alright, so he's down. So we'll collect his scrap. And I don't think that guy's got anything on him. So you basically, this is something else you do. I have a pipe. That's nice. And you go through, and each of these little areas has something. Jimmy bar required. Oh, I don't have a... Oh, maybe I do. I don't think it'll work. Yeah, I don't have a Jimmy bar. So, is open, purchase it. Oh, okay, well, let's purchase it. Let's get it. I probably have it. I probably can get it, I mean. See anything interesting in here? No, nothing. Let's see, the Jimmy bar. There's the Jimmy bar. And I can purchase it. I will take it, because I need it. Thank you. What else? Flashlight? I already have a flashlight. I have all that stuff. Skills. Okay, well, I might as well get the weapon parry. Why not? No reason not to, really. Shotgun, nothing. Head. Oh, that's just upgrades. Okay, those are all physicalities, so I'm not going to worry about that. So, Jimmy bar. So we'll go ahead, Jimmy the bar open. Oh, mash button. Pop this open. Gets me through to here.
This means I'll want to someone.
Scrap is basically, oh, this is a history relic that like that's supposed to tell the story of the world, if you didn't know it already, which it goes through and there's different things. Pretty depressing, really. I mean, Mad Max's world is not a happy one, obviously. Okay, then you get that, so that's basically your collectibles. Very Ubisoft-y that way. This isn't an Ubisoft, though. This is Warner Brothers, so I can't blame Ubisoft for this one. So these little things appear throughout the map. The scrap is your currency in the world, so you need it to be able to purchase the upgrades like I just did. Among other things, they are also the collectibles. There's different things in different areas that you have to do. But essentially, so let's see. Where's the map? Here's the map. So as you can see, it sort of tells you. You got different areas, different overlords per area. See different things that you need to do. So this is your basic world map. It's pretty sizable. There's a lot to do here. They have Gastown, which of course, if you watch Fury Road, Gastown's a prominent one. Bullet Town, I do not believe is in here. I think it gets mentioned, but this is basically Gastown's area. This is the final place, by the way. So they don't ever mention this in the movie, but in the game, Scabrous Scrotus, that sounds like a terrible condition to have, is the overlord of Gastown. So he runs Gastown. Who runs Gastown? Scabrous Scrotus. That's so stupid. So anyway, so this area is pretty much done, as you can see. It's got the 2 check marks. And then these balloons, which is where I'm going to head next, these are how you get to see what's in the world. It's sort of a neat mechanic. Again, this all really makes a lot of sense as far as the game goes, or sorry, as far as the world goes. It all really, they thought this out, I feel, very effectively. Now it's telling me to take the road, but I think I'm just going to... Oh, there is something over here. You know what? I don't need to do that. That's a story mission, so I'm just going to ignore that for now. And move about the world here. I don't know what I have to do. There is a certain point where, like most games, you have to sort of do certain things. You know what? Whatever. I'm going to show you guys how it works when you're in an open world, baby. So let's take this thing on the road and see what we can do. So the harpoon, which is the weapon I've got there, is very, very useful as far as combating cars. Oops. I didn't realize that I was driving past my goal. So we'll go and I'll show you the balloon. Kind of give you an idea of how that works. The combat's very good. Again, it's Batman Arkham Asylum. So if you hate that combat, you're going to hate the combat here. Oh, is it not letting me through yet? Jeez. This is one thing that bothers me about games like this, is the gating of things. So I guess I have to go over here and the game will open up. So let me go over here. It's still fun to drive the car, so I don't really care. But that kind of stuff annoys me. All right, here we go. We're back at this. All right, so this will be a story mission thing. Okay. Let's see, what do I have to do? Start the mission. What's going on? Here we go. So this is your little companion, Chum Bucket, who is a Blackfinger, which again comes from Fury Road.
Come and see.
Mechanic.
Come and see.
And the dog is in the game. I already saved the dog.
But
I don't know if he's around yet. He was hurt, and I already saved him. So this guy works on the car for you. He's basically keeps your car intact. Uh-huh. He's not happy.
What did I tell you? V8, not V6.
Yeah, exactly. 8 is the magic number. You and me.
I don't know why 8 is the magic number and 12 isn't, but you don't get hung up on these things.
Cubic inches, 460 horses, holy rolling. Nobody could touch you on the blacktop day or night. Right? You'd be evergreen.
And this guy has obviously got an American accent, so that's okay.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Gastown.
Let's go there.
Uh-huh.
Wait. You can't just go to Gastown.
Well, you could if the game didn't stop you from it. Games just should let you go there and get annihilated, just so they can say, okay, you want the freedom to come here, you can, but it's not going to work out too well. Ah.
Get in the car.
Yeah, here we go. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Oh, yeah.
Let's go. Get in the car. Come on.
All right. Time to go. V6 is good enough, apparently. Now, I'm not doing anything in this. This is obviously a cutscene. But that's okay. I'll let it play out because it does show the brilliant color use. They really, really did take the cue from Fury Road to use this kind of saturated, high-contrast color model. And I love it. I mean, this game is just very, very pretty. Yeah. Me and the Junker out. Now, the funny part is the dog should be dead, but isn't. So, whatever. I'm going. Not sure where I'm going, but I'm going.
Those boys are the crew of Stank
Oh.
Screwless, his deadliest underling.
Uh-huh.
Profane defilers.
Follow Stank Gum's Legion. Okay. We'll follow them. I assume we're going to have to fight them at some point. But for now, we'll just follow. Following. So, yeah, sorry. I thought I was... Okay. This is, I guess, the logical point to stop. Yeah, this is where they blow his thing up. Oh, yeah, that's what's-his-face. I'm pretty sure that's the leader. There are boss fights. The boss fights are interesting.
We need to go.
They're okay. They're not necessarily good or bad. They can be very cheap. But that's okay.
You know the
have,
second place.
are they
Somewhere
gonna
we
chase
can
me?
rebuild.
Okay.
Let's go. Seat of the Great White. We can make a deal.
Uh-huh.
Trust me.
I do like the idea
Doesn't
of
sound safe.
the world. They just
That
said
the
make a
best we can
deal.
do?
There's no allies. It's all duels. Okay. This is the balloon thing I was talking about, so we'll stop here. Get out. And so there's two
What
things
is this place?
over here. This is an exploration thing. So we might as well do this since we're right here. And again, I'm glad it's not purely a, you know, it's not just collectibles, but this is your, basically your currency, so it makes sense to do these. I think that's a smart way to do it rather than making it just pure collectibles. There is a reason to plunder these places because it helps you. So, okay, let's get up onto the balloon thing. The climbing mechanic in this is a little wonky. It's not the... Oh, I think this is something I have to fill gas to make this work. So I'm just trying to remember now. Let me plunder this before I do anything else. I'll get the scrap. Didn't I see another one? It was in here. Oh, no, that's a relic. So again, this is... You know, the idea with this is supposed to be that you read about the world and what happened to it. Yeah, so now he's going to talk. Or, well, I thought he was going to talk. Okay, let's see. Where is... And then there's skill levels. As you can see, I'm leveling up. Fairly standard stuff for open world games that starts you at a certain point. Okay, let's go ahead and pick this up. I have to go refuel this. Ooh, Griffith has appeared. That's good. That's the guy who gives you your really good upgrades. So now I believe I have to refuel this. No. Oh, that's interesting. I thought I did. All right, well, I'm just going to drop it. I don't think I have to refuel my car yet, but the Griffith thing is interesting. Okay, so how do I get in the balloon? Enter. There we go. And now I'll make the balloon go up. There's puzzles that will appear where the balloon will run out of gas and you'll have to refill it, that type of thing. So it won't go that high up. So basically what this does is you'll see it ascends, and then there'll be a point where you hit the top, take out your binoculars, which I can't remember how to do them, but I'll figure it out. I think it's down. And you survey the region, and you basically unlock points. Again, it makes a lot of sense for the world. There aren't really maps, per se. You basically mark things. There we go. Now, this is a cutscene. Normally, it doesn't... you'll... Well, I still will have to reveal things, but basically, okay, here's the area. Now, the binoculars, you basically zoom in, so it tells you what things are. They show up as these white areas, difficulty levels, as you can see. Snipers, Top Dog Camp. So this is basically your map. This is how you fill out your map. You're surveying the region. It's a really neat idea. It's a good way to do it. Too bad for that. God, it's beautiful, though, isn't it? Just look at that. It's really well done. This game just... Like I said, it amazes me how bad a rap this game got. Because I just think it's such a good game. I mean, it is an open-world game, so if that's the criticism, if you don't like open world, yeah, you're not going to like it. But if that's the biggest thing you level against this game, I really don't understand it. Okay, Scarecrow. Oh, we got another one over here. Scarecrow, yeah. And the rest is done. So now I can close this, and the map will update, as you'll see. There's a little things you can do, optional, and you can see there they're black maws and all the things that can be done. So obviously there's stuff that will lower the power of the boss in the region. That's basically how it works. Again, very familiar with open world. This is one thing that I feel like they could have just had you hit a button to descend. The fact that you have to hold the button to descend. Because here's the thing, all right, I'm stopping here, right? There's no benefit. There's no reason I would stop here. Nothing happens. So just have a button that descends me. That's kind of a little bit dumb. Not enough that I care, but worth mentioning because it does. So the weak scarecrows, I can probably take those out right now. So just to give you an idea of how it works. I could do a couple of little missions here and there, but I wanted to basically just show you what this game is like. It is very, very standard open world stuff. So just be aware. If you don't like open world, then you're not going to like this. But it's extremely, I feel, faithful to the game. I love it. I really do. I was very... Is it X? No, X. There we go. I was very pleasantly surprised by this game because with the reviews, and some were... I mean, overall, I think it was mediocre. Sorry, I can't do that voice at all. The reviews weren't necessarily all bad, but there were a lot that I felt were just... I didn't understand some of the criticisms because I think the car combat is spectacular. I mean, really, really good. And I felt like the game itself, the narrative is very dark, but makes sense with Mad Max. I was actually very surprised. I think I talked about it on the show, about the ending, which was extremely harsh, but it makes sense. I mean, there's nothing about it that didn't feel correct. So here you can do two things. You can ram these. Right? That's one way to do it. Again, they give you that option. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can... There we go. Nah, I caught that asshole napping. So that's one way to do the combat. I can also shoot him with a harpoon. Where'd he go? Did he run? Oh, no. No, he didn't. He's right there. Good night. So now I can loot the car. I can loot the car, I can loot the guy. So he'll repair.
No surprises.
And let's see if there's anything actually over here. There might not be. It doesn't always drop stuff. Now, there's more powerful enemies that show up later. Those enemies will have hood ornaments. Those are sort of the major enemies to beat. Oh, there's some scrap over there. Oh, he's got something on him too, so I can loot him, which is probably a small amount of something. Yeah. Oh, you can click the button here to get a quick view of what's going on. So if you see the power level on the left there? It says 5. So you see it's down a little bit. Each little thing you do brings down this particular boss's power level. And there's nobody in this game you can really trust. So ultimately, you're always looking to bring the power level down. There's different ways to do it, but in the end, there is no one to be trusted in this game. So let's see. What else can we do? Let's pull the map up here. Now, this is a 1. All right, we're going to come after this one. I don't know if this will go well. I'm doing this very early on. Normally, I would strengthen myself a lot more for something like this, but we'll try it. We'll see what we get. Oop. Missed. Well, I have to try to get this guy anyway. All right, nice. Now, let's see if I can shoot him. Okay. So now I can ram and I can pull his wheel off. Or I could have if I'd done that right. But obviously I did not. Or try it again. I gotta get closer to him. Convoy route. Oh, convoy. So that's the ones I was talking about where if the convoy comes along, oh, there's one right there. I do not want to engage that right now because, oh crap, I think they saw me. They will probably kill me pretty easily. All right, good. They kind of gave up. That's good. I'm not in a position to fight them yet. I probably could do it, but I'd really rather not. So let's see what this is. I think this is all right, so here's something that the game allows you to do. This is basically a recon person. So when I go up and talk to this person, this individual, this is what I'm thinking, yeah, has surveyed, oh shit. Whoops. That was an accident. I don't remember, no. How do you... I guess you can't crouch. Why did I think there was a way to crouch? Yeah, I'll bet the camp's loaded. It's because I blew this person up. Oh boy. I did not mean to do that. Sorry. So the camp alerted basically just means that now there's going to be stronger. That was a complete accident. I didn't mean to shoot that can. But it happens. What are you going to do? So now I got to go after the sniper who's going to be shooting at me, but that's okay. It's all right. This is what happens. So I might as well just show you how it works. Oh, There you go. So let's grab that. And let's pull. Alright, so that takes care of the sniper. He's down. And then let's see.
Perhaps these nimble black fingers are skilled in such.
That was not how I meant to
Are
do
you
that,
saying
but
you
that's
can
okay.
build me one?
If Jeet has the parts I need, I saw one dismantled once. It's not so complex.
So let's see. No intel gathered. That's because I killed the person who would have given me intel, so that's sort of my fault. What you do is you go up to those people and you speak to them, and you try to... Okay, I don't really need that yet. They will tell you something about the camp, which is usually helpful. I took a different approach by not doing that. Oh boy, and I have no what do you call it either. Ooh, this is going to be interesting. We'll see how this goes, because I'm not exactly in good health. So I'll take the ammo since I wasted some of it. I mean, fighting is not tremendously hard if you just pay attention, but it becomes one of these things where they just overwhelm you with numbers. So you have to be very careful and kind of do stuff like this, which is not a big deal. It's just a matter of you have to be careful, because if you get cornered, you'll get screwed. So, yeah, okay, caught that guy, right? Okay. Again, not difficult, and you do get to do super moves like that, so that's nice. And then there's the Fury kill as the last thing, and it slows down. So that's nice. We loot this guy. Okay. Okay, so I got a thing for doing that. That's nice and all. So like I said, the combat is not particularly difficult, but it will very quickly turn against you if you're not keeping track of everything that's going on. So there is that. Okay, this is one of the insignias. Again, a thing where you're basically breaking the symbol of the major guy that you put the chainsaw into his head around. So it's a collectible, but it does make sense in the world. It's not just something stupid that you have to do. All right, so let's see. Do I have to shoot that? No, I think that's where I drop down. Okay. So let's keep moving here. And there's different things that the enemies will do to you. Okay, like that. So I was going to say that's something that you can do. Now this idiot's coming down the thing, so he's not going to be particularly difficult. Okay, well that wasn't what I was trying to... Oh, A. See, I just get so mixed up on the buttons because there's not a... It's the Xbox buttons. So I could have shivved that guy, but whatever, I shot him. Same difference. Really doesn't matter. This is a fairly early encounter. Oh, I can eat, which is dog food, which is a nice callback, the Dinky D, to the actual movies. Again, I like it. It's subtle. But it does reference the originals. Let's see. It's particularly Road Warrior is where you really see that. Now I'm trying to think which way... Because you always have to kind of be looking for little nooks and crannies for this stuff. Because obviously when you're in one of these areas, you don't want to have to come back once you've cleared it. There's really no reason to. So it becomes... And some are much more annoying than others, where you just want to get all the stuff in the one shot. Get it cleared out, get it done, and move on your way. So in this way, this is very similar, again, to many other games where you're sort of moving through... Okay, now hold on, let me see here. What is it? This? This? That's a good use of the shotgun, so I blew the insignia off. Some things you will not be able to reach, you'll have to do that. So again, like open world games where you're basically coming into an area, and each of these areas that you clear helps you in that you are bringing down the power level. So here's a cantina thing. So I'm going to fill this up. Water, again, is basically your health. As far as I know, besides food, it's food and water, and that's it. But food is sort of interspersed. You don't just find it. Canteens, there are those around. So as you go through, you will actually find little areas as you travel that are just cantinas. Or cantinas, that just have canteen symbols, and those allow you to recharge your water. So see what I mean about I'm kind of scouting to make sure I don't miss where anything might be, because there's a lot of gas cans around here. Well, I do have to blow the thing up, but that's eventually. Okay, so I think I'm good here. So let's head back this way. So that means... Wait a minute. Am I going the right way? Am I going backwards? Wait. I think I am going backwards. I came up here. That's right. So I came up here. Let's see. I'll make sure I'm going the right way. It's not that way. Is it? This is what I mean about it. It's easy to kind of get lost. Or at least it's easy for me. I'm not particularly good at navigation. So, oh, I see why. I have to come around. Okay, easy enough. Okay, so where's the war crier? So this is the guy I want to take out. So I gotta go take... If I don't take the war crier out, he'll call a bunch of people. So it's kind of like I really want to kill him. Got it. Oh. So I took a couple of hits on that, but it was worth it because now that he's out, it's going to make it a lot easier. Right. So you see what I mean about it becomes all about counters. And you sort of just become a counter maneuver thing. Which, that's one thing that bothers me, which you saw right there. I was in the middle of a finishing move, and the counter didn't work. And I think that's really stupid. A lot of games do that, though, so I can't hold that against this game specifically, but it's done. Alright, so now I'm going to go shiv this guy. There we go. Finishing move. Done. Where, you know, it breaks your counter if you're getting hit. It's just like, come on. I'm doing a finishing move. I understand it is reality for that to happen, but this is a game that's not necessarily heavily realistic. Alright, let's get some health. I'm going to drink some water. And you'll see my health counter on the left there is refilling. Because water is life. Water is the life. And I have a little bit left. Not too much, but still. And there's little barriers like this that you open up. And I'm not sure what's in here, but there must be something. Yep, scrap. So as you'll see, a little counter comes up. So I'm halfway through the scrap counter. I look around always for the Scrotus things, too, because they can be in weird places. So you have to kind of... You always have to sort of keep an eye out for where that might be. Alright, let's crack this thing open. And actually, before I go in there, let me look around. Ah, I bet there's something up here. That's what I mean about you get caught up in the combat and everything. And it will be easy to forget that there's side stuff. So let's just see. Is there anything here? That's weird. Usually you can't just come up to nothing. But, I guess not. The wall doesn't mean anything, no. Huh. That's sort of odd. Usually there isn't just a pointless place like that. But whatever. It happens. Okay. So let's head towards this little entrance here. And let's see what we've got in here. That red dot usually means something is over there. Let's check around. Oh, got some scrap and a Scrotus symbol. Good, perfect. So this should be number 4. We'll go ahead and trash this. I don't remember how many of these there were before. So one more left of those guys. Always look around. Sometimes there is more than one scrap too, so be aware of that. So let's progress through here. See what I mean about the color use? Just look at how beautiful this is. I mean, they really did manage to convey the Fury Road aesthetic and Mad Max and more generally together. It's great. All right, here we go.
We got company! Why
Yep.
don't want to stop?
Got you, buddy. And he's down. And you see they have the sort of war boy face paint thing happening. Again, it is very, very based on the Fury Road idea. Collect scrap. We got one left of those. Anybody else here? Am I missing an enemy? Just because the music is still kind of dum, 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 so I like to make sure. I don't think I can... Oh, that area is on the other side. Okay, got it. So we'll head around here. Again, keeping an eye out for wherever these Scrotus symbols might be. Oh, I heard somebody say die. But I guess while I'm waiting to die, I'll just refill my canteen. Because you know water's important. Let's take a break from the combat real quick to fill some water. Oh, now, will he attack me while I'm doing this? Yep, apparently. But, no, that's funny. It didn't work then. Oh, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't care. Alright, mash button, mash button. Okay, whatever. That. Yeah. Mash the button. Not out. Okay. So now I have to be real careful because obviously I'm almost dead. No. So apparently him grabbing me is enough. Which is kind of stupid, but whatever. So we'll continue. That's what happens. Early on, when you go into these things, it is very easy to lose because the damage you take from a missed parry is very high. I don't think I have any body armor. I don't have any health upgrades outside of the initial one, which is just really HP. It's not anything past that. Now, if I'm correct, let's see. One thing I do like about this game quite a bit, right there, it keeps all of it is constantly checkpointing. So it doesn't do that crap that Far Cry 5 does, where if you lose something, you have to do all the stuff you just did for a while over. I'm really not a big fan of the way that Far Cry handled that. Oh, I think I'm out of ammo anyway. Let's see. Might as well fight these guys first. Might as well just get this over with. Okay. Go ahead. Come on, buddy. And that is one other thing about the way that, because the parry system is so critical, it is very easy to get stuck in this kind of mode of just waiting for a counter, which is kind of bad. I don't really necessarily love that, but it's fine. It's what it is. So, but you do end up being a slave to that counter thing. Again, not a huge deal. Nothing that breaks the game. Bam! Especially when you do shit like that. But, you know, it is one of those games. And Batman had this problem too, so I shouldn't make it sound like, oh, there's a guy right here. Hey, buddy. Oh, I don't remember how to do the roll. There we go. Oh, that's it for him, I guess. Okay. Again, the combat is still very satisfying because there was a lot of that bone crunching. Here, let me drink some water before I refill. There we go. And then I'll fill this. But again, it becomes kind of a counter game. It's a counter thing where you just wait. And especially in large groups, you almost stop fighting to make sure that the combo or the parry thing will appear. Not a deal breaker, and certainly this is not the only game. It is heavily based on Batman that way. So Batman has the same problem, which is that it doesn't... And again, I understand there's a necessity, or not necessity, but there's a desire to have some kind of realism to it, that just being in the middle of a chain combo doesn't stop them from hitting you. But I don't know that it's necessarily in service of the game necessarily. You know, really, it's more of just kind of a way to let the game get some cheap shots on you. Ah, good. Last one of these. This should be 4. But see how I mean? You could easily, if you'd just been running and didn't turn around and look, you would easily have missed that. So there's one thing of scrap somewhere still left. Let me find that before I do this. It should be somewhere here. It might be in this room. Let's have a look. Yep, it is. This is a pretty easy one. There are far more complicated ones. Believe me when I tell you. All right, got the scrap. And I'll take the... This is what I need to blow that thing up. So basically, I will... And I think I could just throw this. That might work. No, that did not work. I can't remember. Sometimes when you throw these things, they blow up. Sometimes they don't. Or maybe I'm misremembering that. All right, X. That would be this. There it goes. So now I'm going to back away, blow this up, and that should take care of this. And I should get a 100% completion because I do like that little animation it does where it cracks the skull. And I believe that's everything. Yep, 100%. Done. That's it. So that is the camp done. And you will see the threat goes down, threat lowered, down to probably, I was going to say, it probably won't make it now. I'll knock down the ladder. This is the one I saw at the beginning. Climb down. And then I'm back out. So every one of them is similar like this, where you basically go back to the beginning, get a quick exit, which I appreciate. I really do. And now your people, for more or better term, lack of a better term, they come in here. Now, of course, these aren't my people yet because I haven't talked to Jeet yet. But whatever. It doesn't really matter. So
you know a safe place? Somewhere we can rebuild.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, one thing this game does do is Chum Bucket will repeat the same crap over and over until we get to the mission point.
Trust they don't kill
It's sort of, I guess, is to make sure you don't forget what the mission is.
Is that the best we can do?
But, you know, I find it a little bit kind of repetitive. I mean, it literally is repetitive. So let's do one more scrap thing. I'll go talk to Griffa so you can see how that works.
What is this place?
And then you'll have basically seen more or less what this game is all about. But you've already kind of seen it. Maybe I'll do some car combat too. Maybe I'll go fight a couple of cars. I do love it. The combat is very, very effectively done in this. So here we go. Okay. And that, what you don't see necessarily that I'm doing there is I'm doing a charge move. So on the last hit, I'm kind of charging up the move. You automatically do a finishing move of sorts. But still, it's nice to do the kind of big power move. Yeah, that guy has a knife, so I'm okay just taking him out. There we go, parry him. And bam, down he goes. So I'll go ahead and pick this up, and I'll... Wow, that guy dodged very effectively. And for nothing. Right, so there we go. Okay, combat is done. Let's grab whatever this is, collectible. And is that everything? No, it must not be. Oh, there's something right here. Is this, what do you call it? Okay. Okay, that's not everything. There must be something else somewhere here. Hold on, am I missing it? Where is it? It's not down below. It's definitely here. It must be up and... Oh, there it is. I see it. So it doesn't tell you where anything is. Again, later on, that can become confusing. So there is an element of frustration you might get to when it comes to finding everything that the game is trying to show you can get. But you just have to kind of be willing to go with that. I don't find it to be too irritating. There's guides anyway at this point for it. But it doesn't make it easy to find everything, which to an extent is good. Not everything should be easy. But there are times where it's just annoyingly hidden where some of these things are. I don't know if this is going to be one of those examples. This might be at the very top. I'm trying to figure out if that's the case here. It might be. How do I jump again? Oh, that's how. Yeah, I bet it's up there. So let me just... How did I jump? Oh, there's the jump. So let's see if this is it. Might be. It's tough to say right now. But my bet is there's something up here. And then the question is, how the hell do you get up here? Yeah, because the jump mechanic and the climbing is not fantastic. I will say that. It's not great. You can get there through experimentation, but as you can see, the jump is very floaty. There's no obvious path to get up here, so you just kind of have to do this. Which is not bad. It's just not the best. So, again, nothing I'm mentioning, by the way, these are all nitpicks. Nothing is that big a deal. Here you need the Jimmy bar. So I'll Jimmy this out. Oh, mash button. Got it. And this will be the last of the scrap. So now I have 376. So let's see if I can do anything in the, what do you call it? Where's my, oh, wrong one. There we go. Let's see if there's anything in the garage I can do. Anything new? I already have the jacket upgrade. What is this? No jacket. No, I don't want to purchase it. Why would I purchase that? Okay, let's see. Anything new in here that's interesting? Need level 10. Okay, I'm not at level 10. So let's... Oh, I forgot to check the garage. Let's see. Anything I can get in here? No, this... So what you see here is see how it says you have to be at a certain point in the story, or your... what's the word for it? The threat level has to be at a certain point. So that's all fine. Oh, I can do an upgrade on the engine. I will. Why not? There we go. As you can see, the engine slowly appears. That wasn't there before. So the car will visibly, it will upgrade itself. Oh, there's tires. So there's the tires now. So these are deep treads. So there you see the tires change. And all this is to give you more ability to do fighting. Frontier springs. I don't think I need those necessarily. Boost. Oh, I will. Oh, that's 500. Yeah, I ain't got no 500 bucks. I've got what? 176 left. Rims, can't afford it. Border spikes, can't afford it anyway. Decals. What do those even look like? Not that this matters. It's decals. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with decals. Body color. I do like the body color already. Car body. Repair speed. I don't think that really matters. Side burners. Those shoot flames out of the sides. They're kind of neat. Thunderpoon, you have to be a certain point. Okay, so that's pretty much all I can do now. So one more thing I'll do, and then I'll kind of wrap this review up, is I'll go and see Griffa, just to show you how the more core... Because all these are small upgrades, and then there's the more core upgrades that you could do to max himself. So let's go find the car, which is over here. And on the map, if you look on the little mini-map there, you'll see a little kind of white blob that has two little dots. Looks like a little face. That's Griffa. He's kind of the... I don't know what the hell he is. He's some kind of trippy, soothsaying, you know, Big Lebowski dude type who tells you about the things that you don't want to realize about yourself. So let's go find him. There we go. So we'll just head straight for him. He is over here somewhere. I'll have to climb to get to him.
Evil lurks behind every door.
Whoa, okay. Yeah. All right, that worked out. Oh, well, I can do this since I'm right here. And fire!
How do you get one?
Woo! Done.
Perhaps these nimble black
Oh,
fingers
that of
are
course got
skilled
me the
in such
upgrades in the garage, but that's okay.
Are you saying you can build me?
Here he's talking about the sniper
Cheat has
rifle
the
again.
parts I need. I saw one dismantled once.
Oops. Yikes. Alright, let's, you know what I should do is actually use the map to get to him. Okay, well, he's right there. I was going to say, I should use the map to make sure I'm actually going towards him. You know how these mini-maps can be. But, okay, there's a sniper there.
Behold, the roadkill under the
You know what? Let's get the sniper. Why not? I mean, he's going to probably almost kill the car, but I don't really care enough. Let's see, can I get him yet? Hold on. Usually there's a point where you can get him. Can't seem to get him yet. Let's see. Can I get him? Oh, you know why? Because I don't have the harpoon enabled. Alright, let's get him. There he goes! Very nice. Now I can just drag his body around for a while, which is great. Alright, so let's keep going here. There's a car chasing me. Actually, you know what? Why not? Let's fight the cars. Screw it. Might as well, right? This is a car combat game. Let's show you some car combat. Let's get around now. Of course, I'm damaged, which sucks. Now I have to get out. So now I have to dodge the cars. So this is kind of instructive to see this. So if I get up here, they can't get me in the cars, which gives him time to fix them. They get pissed and probably leave. Oh, no, they're driving around. Okay. So I'll just do this. See, they can't really figure that out, so now I can just fight them. That works. I mean, I can take them on car combat too, but it's just as fun to fight them. But now I'm going to go smash them. So let's get down here. Let's get in the car. Because, I mean, I wanted to show you car combat, so let's show you some car combat. Hopefully he gets in. Get in your car, man. Come on. Let's see if he does. Is he? Yes, good. There we go. Nice side hit. Spin this thing around. Ooh, again.
Go in.
All right.
Kill.
Spin,
He's
spin, spin,
sleeping.
spin. Yeah, he's sleeping all right. Okay, let's go get him. Oh, he's trying to run now, is he? Yeah, that figures. Come on, pal.
Letting all that scrap
I'm
just
coming
drive
for
off.
you. I'm not letting it drive off. Shut up. Gotta get this right.
Let go.
Flip this guy out of here. That's it. He's toast. Now we'll destroy his car so I can get the scrap. There we go. Excellent. Oh, there you have it. Magnificent. I do love the car combat in this thing. It really is extremely satisfying to do something like that. I mean, that's why I say this game, I just don't understand some of the ratings for it because it really is so fun. And what besides Twisted Metal do we have like this? Really? Not much. I mean, this is the kind of game I like, one where car combat has weight and meaning, and plus it's Mad Max, which is even better. I mean, on top of the rest of it, it is Mad Max. But even beyond that, the fact that we're getting good car combat is something to really be celebrated. All right, so he's up there. So obviously I can't take the car to get to him, so let's see where the entrance is here. Just so you can sort of get a flavor of what the Griffa stuff is. All right, this is close enough, I think. Here it is. So we'll go right here. Stop the car. Get out. And let's have you get a look at what Griffa does. And again, this is just to show you what the upgrade system pretty much looks like. So let me get up to him. And he'll spout a bunch of kind of lingo and, you know, jingoistic, semi-nonsense stuff about how you're running from your true self and the rest of it. But, like I said, you'll get to see the upgrades. So let's talk to the buddy here. He's neat looking, so it's not bad. He's kind of like a mix between the gyrocopter guy and, I don't know, a mystic, I guess.
The whispering sands spoke of your path here.
Uh-huh.
Let us commence our work.
Yeah. Okay. So here you get to do things like, let's see, 5, increase. Oh, is this one of the ones where you can't, oh, what did I do? How do you undo? Okay. So I can't progress them past this. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let's see, what's this? Let's do that. Okay. So we'll confirm. And then, there we go. Relatively simple, but that shows you sort of the upgrade strength. That's the core strength stuff, which just increases your stats. So that's on top of the upgrade system, which is more about learning certain moves and doing certain things. But this guy, Griffa, he gives you the sort of core stats that are your leveling system for more, you know, for lack of a better term. And then this always happens afterwards. It takes forever. I don't really know why. Oh, because I guess I have to move him. Okay. And that's it. So there you have it. I mean, that's a good, 40 minutes of Mad Max. But that's really what the game is. I've shown you the basics of what this game is. The story I didn't really get into, but the story is extremely good. Let me just look at the color use. There are windstorms. We didn't get one of those where it will suddenly become like a thunderstorm, like a sandstorm, and you have to take cover. There's different strongholds, like the guy Jeet, that you'll have to go and do tasks for them. So there are fetching. Oh, actually, I think that's a sandstorm over there. I think that's what that means. I think that's the sandstorm coming right there. That's real bad. I mean, if I stay here, I'm toast, easy. But so I guess I'll finish this up before it gets to me because it is coming. You can see it moving. So I like it a lot. I really, and honestly, at this point, any modern PC will play this easily. Or if you get it on PS4 or something, it is so well worth playing. Now, I'm playing it with a PS4 controller on PC because this type of game I feel like is made for a console controller. But like I said, if you had any interest and passed it up because of the reviews or whatever, or just missed this game when it came out, pick it up. It's really, if you've enjoyed any of what you've seen here, this game is well worth playing, especially if you're a Mad Max fan. Car combat. The actual physical combat is good, too. There's a lot of things to do. It's a long game to play. And there's a lot of different neat things to do as you go through it. You upgrade Max and do everything else. So, and plus the car, building the car up is really neat. There's just no shortage of great things. So, again, it's on almost every platform now, because when it came out, it was on PC and PS4 and everything. So pick it up, especially because it's so cheap now. And if you do, please tell me how you liked it, because I was really surprised by this game and how good it was. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope that you pick this up if you haven't played it yet. And I look forward to hearing from you about how it is. All right. See you guys later.